Hi guys, Simon Trizelian here, more of the voice of reason. Thank you for liking and subscribing and watching all the videos. We've had like 34,000 views on some of these videos, so it's clearly that people are finding it interesting. And I've got a lot more to say on a lot more different subjects, but today what I want to talk about is nuclear weapons, and probably one of the biggest secrets of nuclear weapons that probably a lot of people don't want you to know, and that is that not every nuclear weapon works, and there are real reasons for that. So in previous videos I've talked about the tactical nuclear weapons that are put on small ballistic missiles, 155mm shells, or the SADAMs or the MADAMs, which are the special atomic demolition munition, or the medium atomic demolition munition that the special forces would use. Basically a suitcase bomb, you know. So those are the ones that actually pretty much will work. You've got to remember that a nuclear bomb is very different to a conventional bomb. The conventional bomb, you have a lot of high explosive with a detonator inside, which is full of higher explosive, and when that detonates, that then sets off a chain reaction, exploding the explosive, and then you get the big bang, right? Now with a nuclear weapon, you actually got to fire the core into the plutonium, which then creates a nuclear reaction. It creates nuclear fission at an extraordinary rate, and that's what actually creates the nuclear explosion. Now, to do that, you have to have very, very clear and barometric guidelines to make this happen. You can't just like throw it over and then make it go bang. It doesn't work that way. And in the Second World War, when they launched the first bomb on Hiroshima, they had to wait a week because the barometric conditions in the atmosphere would not actually guarantee that the bomb would work. You know, so you'd have more chance of getting hit on the head with it rather than actually blowing up. So literally they had to wait a week. So it's not the type of weapon that is just instant. You know, when people talk about 2-minute warnings and pushing the red button, and you know, it doesn't quite work that way. Now, there's over 13,000 nuclear munitions around at the moment. A lot of those are in storage. A lot of those are probably redundant now. The truth is, you only need about 40 of them to go off at the same time to destroy all life on the planet. So the question, of course, is why have so many if that's the case? Why not just have 50 and just split them on both sides so that people didn't use them? And this was the basis of the MAD Act under Reagan, the mutually assured destruction, in that if you fire your missiles, we'll fire ours, and everybody dies. So no one wants to do that, because in any war, one person wants to be the victor. Now the fact of the matter is that nuclear missiles, they're the ones that are having the problems, because, you know, I mean, people would say, well, you know, we've seen nuclear bombs go off. Of course they work. Well, no, you haven't. You've actually seen nuclear explosions, usually underground or undersea, in a very, very confined and very, very controlled environment. You've also seen missile tests. You know, North Korea does missile tests almost weekly now. And yeah, the Americans do that. They fire them off from Vandenberg, and you see the missiles go, and you say, yeah, okay, so the missiles work and the nuclear bombs work, therefore, ergo, nuclear missiles must work. No, they don't. You have never in the history of man seen a missile take off with a nuclear warhead and then that nuclear warhead explode. It has never happened. You can troll it all over the internet. It has never happened in the history of mankind. Okay, so we've had nuclear explosions and nuclear tests. They work. We've had missiles tests. They work. Together, we're not guaranteed that it works. That's why they have so many of them. That's why they have thousands on each side, because they know that the majority of those warheads will not explode on order. So the whole nuclear trident, what they call it, you know, with strategic bombers, they would probably work. Tactical weapons, they will probably work. But nuclear missiles, ballistic intercontinental missiles, no, No, they're not going to do the job that you think that they're going to do. And this has been the basis for the nuclear deterrent. So we have this deterrent because we're trying to bluff the other side to say that we have worked out how to fire a nuclear missile with a nuclear warhead and for it to go off. And no side has done that. Not the Chinese, not the Americans, not the British, and certainly not the Russians. So this, I suppose, this bluff has actually kept the peace for the best part of 70 years. So it's a good bluff. I mean, who wants nuclear war? I mean, for God's sake, you know. But it's a good bluff. But just know that what they're trying to do is instill fear. Okay, so when Putin says we're gonna bomb you, and these are the cities in America that we're gonna bomb, that's just trying to instill fear in you, you know. And the fact that America's response is actually just turnkey. So, you know, as soon as the Russians fire a missile, apparently Americans fire theirs, and you know there is no fail-safe in regards to that. So that is the problem, but it's also the solution. So just don't buy into the fear. You know, you are not going to experience a nuclear holocaust in your lifetime, because simply they don't work. If you're in a battlefield, you might, but that's it. So that's all from me. So I'm Giselian, out to you.